about courses, pathways, badges, and then about creating your Google developer profile. I'll be showing you how to create your own Google developer profile, and then we will be giving you some resources for preparing for the Compose camp. And then we will be taking you through Android Studio, and then you would be having a hands-on setup for Android Studio. And then there is a lot for you in store, so stay tuned for that. And we have also a quiz at the end, so don't miss this quiz. Then without further ado, let's get started. So Compose Camp. What is Compose Camp? Compose Camp is a series of events that are actually focused on building Android apps using Jetpack Compose. So you all can get hands-on coding experience with Compose. So here you will be having all the events that we would be conducting from our end, from GDSC GNITS end, and you would be learning Compose, Android basics and all. So this is named as Compose Camp for that. So previously we had Android study jams. So you might have been, thinking somehow like, is Compose Camp similar to Android study jams? So if you are already familiar with Android study jams, it is quite similar to Android study jams actually. But here the major focus is on Compose, the Jetpack Compose. So this is like a framework which you would be learning throughout this journey. So the major focus is on Compose this time, but still you would be learning Android basics, and the focus is going to be specially on, also on a fun campaign. So if you don't know Android study jams, they are like series of sessions in which people of like-minded people, I should say, maybe come together and do certain hands-on learning for Android topics. Like they'll get to learn a lot about Android from the scratch. Like they'll learn Kotlin, they'll learn how to set up Android Studio and all. So this is quite similar to Android study jams. So you might have been also wondering of, that you need a lot to, or you need a lot of Android knowledge to get into Compose Camp or something like that. But the prerequisites are basic computer literacy. You just need to know how to, download a software or something like that, and then math skills, or then you need a computer internet connection, because you have to download them, use all of them. So, and then this is an optional thing, because we use Android devices to view the apps that we build on Android Studio. So for that case, you need a USB cable through which you connect your laptop with your phone and view how your app is actually looking on the Android device. Instead of this, we can also use emulators that are available in Android Studio. Emulators are like the virtual phones that you have on the screen. So these are the basic prerequisites, and the main learning objectives of Compose Camp, or why you should actually take up this Compose Camp, is that you will get to understand Android basics, and you will create your first Android app if you haven't created any, and then you can learn basics of Kotlin programming language here, because they'll majorly be focusing on Kotlin. You don't need to have a knowledge of Kotlin entirely. You can understand them as you go through the courses. And then we have, you can also learn about Jetpack Compose, the main theme here actually. And then you'll be getting a lot of resources to continue learning after this Compose Camp also, so that you can actually explore this field of Android. So with that said, now you have been hearing this term compose till now. So compose is the modern toolkit. It was, built. It is like a framework actually, where you can build interfaces for Android apps, like the UI part of Android apps, so that it makes it easier to build the UI. And it is also used for making native UIs. It means that you can, view uh, the app that you have built on any screen, and you don't need to code for all the screen sizes. For example, you can actually code for this mobile phone, and it will automatically be customized to the smartwatch you have, and also to the large TV you have. So it is like, it is a toolkit through which you can come up, overcome all the resolution issues, and build once, and you can use it everywhere. So this makes it very easier for building UIs and Android. You don't need to hard code everything here. So that is where the importance of Compose comes in. So Compose camps, these apps are actually written in Kotlin. So that is why you are majorly focusing on Kotlin in these courses. So Kotlin is, not very different from Java. It is similar to Java, but this is a language that is used by most of the professional Android developers out there to build the apps, because it has its own advantages. And if you want to learn Kotlin, you can just go to the Kotlin playground, and you can try out the Kotlin commands. We'll be showing you about the courses where you can learn them. So yeah, these are some of the benefits of Jetpack Compose, because as I have said, you'll have less code. You don't need to write code for every screen size, and they'll be intuitive. That is, you just describe your UI once, and then Compose will take care of everything. And then it will accelerate the development, because it's easy for you now, and you can build it very fast. And it is also a powerful framework, because you can create, of course, if your first Android apps ever, and beautiful apps out there, using all the features it has. So now you actually, I think you all have got some idea about, Compose Camp and all. So how can people like you or developers can actually learn Compose is, you can actually try that out individually by the self-paced courses that we give you. Or you can also, if you like to learn in a group environment, you can actually learn from us, from the sessions that we host uh, throughout this Compose camp. So now these are the courses that we have been talking from the start. So to start, you have to choose a track. Whether there are two tracks actually. So there is a beginner track and also an experience track. If you are new to Android app development, it means that you have not, seen the Android Studio at all, or maybe you don't have any prior programming experience. It is better and advisable to go with the beginner track, where you will get hands-on on how to, set up the Android Studio also, and also how to go with the Kotlin playground, learn Kotlin from the scratch. And if you're someone who have already experience of building Android apps, and you don't know how to, go with Compose, then you can go with the experienced track. So to check on, how the participants are, so I have made a poll out there, so I'll be sharing this link in the chat. I just want all of you to go to this link and submit the poll. Mm. So if every one of you go there and submit the poll, 1 second. This is a poll to know how things are actually with the participants. Okay. I'll be sharing the poll results in a while. So please participate in the poll. Okay. You see participants still hopping in the poll. There are 70 attendees out there. So I've gotten 40 people on the poll. So quickly everyone. So I'll close it off in 10 seconds. All right. So, so these are the results of the poll. Many of you have voted that you don't have any knowledge and you are hoping to learn now. I appreciate all of you that you're here, that you're hoping to learn now. And 23% of you are beginners. That means you know a few concepts, but you have not tried them hands on. So I have conducted this poll so that I can recommend you all the tracks. So if you, based on this poll, I can see that beginner track is recommended for you all, because even though you had some knowledge of few concepts, you don't know them hands on. So it's better to go with beginner track. Thanks for the poll, everyone, answering the poll. So let's move forward. Then, so what do we have in these courses? I'll be sharing you the links in a while. So uh, just let me explain what you have in those courses. So in the courses, there will be units. In each unit, you'll be having some pathways. So pathways is nothing but a series of activities. The activity can be anything. You can have videos that explain you a few things, or you can have articles, or you can have even code labs where you can code and try out them. And at the end of every pathway, you will have a quiz that you have to attempt after that pathway, so that you can test what you have learned in that pathway. So what is the benefit of attempting that quiz is that you can earn digital badges for every quiz that you have passed successfully, and these digital badges you can share them on your profiles, and uh, you can mention them on your resume that you have gotten this many badges over the Google developer profile. So for the beginner track, uh, you will be learning Kotlin programming basics. You will be building Android apps using Compose, and you will be learning some of the best practices of modern Android development. So, uh, this is a link of the beginner track, and these are all the units that we have in the beginner track. You can, once I share the link in the chat box, you all can go through that. And we have some additional resources planned for you. Like in the units itself, you have some of them, some of the open-ended projects that are built over there, like the apps, like business card app, art space app, or you have tip calculator app, etc. So for the experienced track, you will be uh, adopting the compose into existing app. That is, if you have an existing app, but you didn't use compose in that, you will learn how to adopt compose into your existing app, and you'll learn some advanced topics related to that. And then this is the link to the experience track. You'll be getting all of the links, don't worry about that. So now this is the time for you to first go and create your Google developer profile. Once you create, once you complete any course, you'll be getting some badges, right? So once you complete a pathway or something. So for that, you need a Google developer profile first. So I'll be taking you through creation of Google developer profile. I'll be giving you the link in chat box. Or if that link doesn't work or something, because as I have already signed in, you can actually go to Google and search for Google developer, just like that, Google developers. So the first link that you get is of developers.google.com. You can go to that link. For the purpose of this, I'll just sign out here. Yeah. One second. So go and search for Google developers. Now you can see, I think you all can see this screen, and you have various products out there. So one of them is Android. You can choose Android, where you'll get to know about Compose Camp, and you'll get some material related to Android courses, console and all. So for creating a profile over here, just you need to sign in or sign up, and you'll see a page like this. So once after a sign in, I'll again share my screen and show you like how to share your profile with us. So
So I hope
there is,
everybody is following it. If you have any doubts, you can put that in the chat.
yes, please. You just have to sign up as you sign up for any other session. Uh, hmm, okay. Okay. So you can see that I have signed in now. So here you will have something called your profile. When you click on your profile, this is called developer profile. You can see all the badges that you have earned till now if you complete any course. So this is my profile, and if you have to share your profile, this will be a public profile. So you can choose, this is the link to your profile, and you can copy it and share it with your friends, or at the end of this session, even we'll ask you to share your profiles with us so that you will understand how many courses you have completed. So you just have to go to developers.google.com. You don't need to go to Android. I have just shown you as an example where you can find resources to Android, you just have to go to developers.google.com or just to type Google developers on Google and then sign up for that. As you sign up for any other website, just go and sign up with Google, or you can give your details and sign up. Then sign into this website and you'll just have three dots over here and go to your profile. You can even see your dashboard, like all are here. So you can see your dashboard, your profile. So in your dashboard, you can see all your activity, what you have done actually. So these are all the activities I had from January. So it will show you a log of what you have done, and you can save any pages or bookmarking them. So you can have some collections over here. And if you have to share your public profile with anyone, you have to go to my. From here, you can check your profile. So even this can be your profile link, or even this can be your profile link. So this is something you have to create first. Then you can go with the courses. So I hope you all followed on how things go about creating a profile. I don't see any questions in chat, so okay, fine. So this is my profile as I have shown you. This is my profile. So first thing, you have to create your Google developer profile and all your badges will get added to this. And even you have an option of favorite badges. You can mark them favorite. So these are the resources. We'll be giving you this PPT. You'll have some courses related to Compose, and there are some Compose code samples on GitHub, and you can learn Compose. So these are all the additional resources. Even we'll give you the link to the PPT. So now let us come to Android Studio. So one second. I think I'll show you all the tracks as well before going to Android Studio. So this is a beginner track. Here you can learn Android basics with Compose. Once you create a Google developer profile, see, we have landed into the developers page again. So you need a profile. Otherwise, if you complete the course also, we can't track you because the badges can't get onto your profile. So create a profile first, as I have told you, and then come to this beginner track. Because it is advisable for you all. So if you already have some experience, you can go with the experience track. In this beginner track, you will have units like this. This is the first unit, this is the second unit, third unit, fourth unit. So you have 4 units as of now. You just have to go to explore because this is your first Android app. In this unit, you'll be learning how to create your first Android app. So you can click on explore, and in each unit, as I have told you, you will have some pathways. So here in the first pathway, you'll be learning about Kotlin, then setting up the Android Studio, and then building a basic layout. Here is where you'll be getting a layout of your app, your first app. So once you complete any course, you'll be getting this badge. So if I go back, uh, these are the earnable badges. So once you complete first pathway, you'll be getting this badge. Second pathway, you'll be getting this badge. So once you complete all of them, you'll be having badges which will be added to your profile directly. So you can see your when you see your profile, as I have shown you, you'll be having all these badges like this. These are the favorite badges. Maybe see, I have completed all these courses, so I have all these pathways ka badges. So if you want to favorite them, you can add to favorites. If you don't want to display that badge on your profile, you can delete that even. You don't need to actually do that, but you can add to favorites so that that gets highlighted on your profile. In this way, once you complete any pathway, that will get reflected on your profile. So this is how we are gonna track you on how you are actually completing the course. So this is about the beginners track. You can also go with the experienced one. Uh, this is a link for the experience track. Uh, Soumya, can you share those links over the chat box?
Yeah, okay.
So this is the experience track. You have all these units. You have 5 units in experience track. So you can go through these courses and get, these courses are not just like theoretical ones or something. You'll have code labs over there, you'll have videos, so you can go and try out them. So next, now we'll be moving with Android Studio. So I think you all know what Android Studio is. It is like a IDE that is used for Android development. I mean, if you want to develop any Android related apps, you can use this IDE, Android Studio. So this is based on IntelliJ IDE. And okay, so we'll be giving you the link in 1 second. So we'll discuss about the requirements. So these are the basic requirements that you all need to have before downloading Android Studio. It is preferable to have 8 GB RAM because it's very difficult if you have 4 GB RAM because Android takes up a lot of space. So if you have 8 GB RAM on your system, and if you have Android SDK, it is even more good. Even if you don't have SDK, you can actually manage them. So uh, these are the basic requirements for different operating systems. For Windows, it's like 64-bit, 8 GB RAM, and screen resolution is also there, like 1280 by 800. And if you have Mac, anywhere you actually need 8 GB C, even in Mac or Linux or something. So these are the basic system requirements. If you have those requirements, you can start downloading Android Studio. So I'll be sharing this link in the chat, and I'll be showing you all a video on it will be a step-by-step video on how to download and install the Android Studio. I actually recorded that video while I was downloading it because it should not create any hassle for the meeting now. So I recorded it already. So yeah, this is a beginner track. This is the experiment. This is the link where you can go for installing the Android Studio. developer.android.com/studio/install. This is where you can install the Android Studio. So I'll show you a video. 1 second. There is no audio in that. I'll be explaining you step by step. So okay. Can anyone confirm me if this is visible?
Just a minute.
Sure, thank you. So yeah, I went to that page where we have to install the Android Studio. Then I clicked on download the latest version of Android Studio. So you'll be getting into this page, developer.android.com/studio, where you are downloading the latest version out there. So you can check the release notes of Android Studio and all. And this page will help you to go through the requirements. So here I clicked on download options, and mine is Windows system. So I went with the recommended one, exe file. You can also go with the zip file. Then you have to agree with the terms and conditions related to Android Studio. If you go with downloading a zip file, you'll have to again extract it and put it in the program files folder on your systems. it is recommended to go with the exe file. And if you have Mac or Linux, based on the whether it is 64-bit or something, you have the links over there, so you can go with them. So it will take some time for you to get downloaded. So see, it's showing 5 minutes for me. I had a stable internet connection. It might take even longer for you. It's okay. You can like put it as put it in download. It will get downloaded. So you can check other resources in the meanwhile, like what is new and on the Android, and you can navigate through that website and check for any user guide. So that is about the user guide. Uh, and also about the project structure.
Hey Chandana, we have a doubt. Ritika wants to know how to tell if our system is Windows or Linux.
How to tell if your system is Windows or Linux? Hmm, probably you can go to the settings and yeah. Okay, well,
If you see the Windows icon, then it's Windows on
obviously,
your
see, this is the
system.
Windows, so
Cool. Did you get that, Ritika?
you
Can you
can go to
tell
the
us which
system.
one do you have? Do you have Windows or Linux?
You have to actually go to your system and check.
Yes.
Uh, see, go to system. See, this is it says Windows update, so I can conformly say that mine is Windows. So check for actually you can see the difference in the system actually. So in Linux there will be a different UI, differently, like completely different. So if you can find out that, you can go with the system and check for the settings on there. So I'll continue with the, do we have any other questions, Soumya?
No, I think we're all fine.
Yeah, okay, it's okay. So on the left side of the user guide, you can also check for other resources like how to configure the IDE, keyboard shortcuts for the Android Studio that you can use. So in the meanwhile it's downloading, you can explore the website. So I'll skip some parts of the video, just that because I didn't do anything. I was just, you know, searching and exploring the website until it gets downloaded. So once it gets downloaded, you'll have to install it. Uh, yeah.
So, Madhulika is asking if the system gets slow, if the system becomes slow after installing Android Studio.
After installing the Android Studio, um, you might face some issues once until the installation is completed. It might hang for that period of time until the installation is completed, and this might slow your system only when you're actually using Android Studio, according to me, because I have Android Studio in my system from at least from 1 year. While I was hosting Android study jams or something, I had it in my system. So it doesn't kill your system entirely, but uh, if you use it, and if any background tasks are going on this Android Studio, then it will slow that. Unless you use it or any background tasks are running up, it doesn't slow your system in the other way. It will take your space, however, like it will take a lot of space. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now comes the installation part. Once you download it, just open it. So here, I don't know if you could hear it, but I got a pop-up saying, you'll get a Windows pop-up saying the Android Studio want to access your system or something, you have to click on yes or no. Click on yes once you get that pop-up, and then your setup is loading. Yeah, you'll get a pop-up like this. It will say welcome to Android Studio setup. So it is recommended to close any other applications. You can, just to go with next until you have some issues. You can create a shortcut also on your system, and click on install. All the required files will get installed. It is better to install it in the program files, otherwise you might get some issues related to path and all. So go with the flow. If you get any pop-up saying this folder already exists, it means that you already have Android Studio in your system, at least some files left out there. So first go and uninstall the previous version and install this. Otherwise you can use that version also. Installation is done. Go with next. You can launch the Android Studio by clicking on finish. It will take some time for loading. This happened to me because I had Android Studio plugins installed already in my system. I just uninstalled the Android Studio and installed the new version. So some of the files are still there. So all of my plugins are loading now. So it's your wish to send your data to go, Android Studio or not. Uh,
Okay,
you,
sorry to
yeah.
interrupt you. Rucha is asking if we have to add Android Studio to Path, we should do it manually or does it do it by default?
No, it does it by default.
Okay.
You don't need to do anything because if you are, you know, installing it via the zip folder, you have to extract that and put it in the program files. In the other case, if you are installing it also, it is asking you where to put that. It has shown me program files. So if you put it there, you will not get any issues related to path. So I think you all won't be seeing this screen because these are my codes that I already have in my system. So see, uh, all the Gradle files are loading here at the bottom. So let all the files load first. Um, I'm just closing the tabs that I have open already. So now um, I think the process is like pretty clear to you all. You just have to download from the link, install as the process goes on, and then um, install by default. Let all the permissions be the same, and now you can actually go with creating your project. I'll just show you how to create your project. So every project that you do, like if you want to build one app, you can create a project and put all the files related to that app in that project. So you need to first create a project. For that, I'm waiting for this thing to load, all the devices to load. So yeah, this got loaded. So wait until all of them load because you can't expect all the functionalities to work by default when you start it.
So, Rucha has another question. She's asking if we should install Android SDK separately or if it comes along with Android Studio.
It comes along with Android Studio. Like some of them have extra, by default they'll have SDK in their systems. So it is beneficial for them. But Even if you don't have SDK in your systems, you'll be creating emulators over here. So you don't have any problem with that. You don't need to actually have an SDK. Okay, so I'll just go bit like this. Okay, so I've clicked on project, new project. You can go with predefined templates, or you can go with any empty activity. It means an empty project actually, which does not have any templates. I gave a name. You can choose the language also. Here we are using Kotlin, so I actually let it there. Okay. So now this is a minimum SDK. So you have to choose in such a way that your app will run approximately on many devices. For instance, see, I'll just stop the video. There are many versions of the SDK out there. So for Android 4.4 KitKat version, your app will run on 99.7% of devices. That means it will cover even the oldest phones can see your app. So it is better to choose versions like this where your app is compatible with most of the devices out there. Like these are all the versions you have. If you take 5.0, it's 98.8. So I took 4.4, and then it is taking some time for the SDK setup. See, it is installing Android SDK, preparing for installing the Android SDK. So as this is the first project, you might get this pop-up. Otherwise, you'll get something called the project is created, and then you can see all the files related to the project. Here it's getting downloaded, so I'll show you live. So this is a test one project I have created. Once, I don't know if you can see this. So this page you'll be getting if you are, on par with me. If you have downloaded and installed it, and if you have created a new project, even now you can create another project. I'll show you creating another project. For compose, you'll choose this empty compose activity. I'm just showing with the empty activity. Uh, let's make test 2.
Excuse me, Spandana. No, sorry, Chandana.
Uh,
Madhulika is asking if we should import settings, Android Studio settings.
I didn't get the question actually. So,
Should
what
we import settings?
import settings? Like where is she installing the studio, Android Studio right now?
I think so. She's asking something about importing settings. Can you be a bit more descriptive, Madhulika?
Yeah. So let me know once she types it. So
Oh,
as I am creating the test 2 new project, you can choose a Java or Kotlin languages. These are the famous ones for Android app development. See, these are all the versions. 4.1 runs on 100% of devices, but you may be lacking some features out there for development. So better to choose from 4.4 KitKat version. So then you can simply click on finish. You will get a new project. It's loading. Give Android Studio some time. It takes time. Uh, so see, the Gradle files are still in progress. So if you want to use Android Studio, you need some patience, of course. So wait for some time. All the files will get loaded, and These are all the files that you're able to see. This is the Kotlin file, the main activity Kotlin file, and this is the XML file. And these are codes. After all the files get loaded, you can also see design, split, and all. So, yeah. So, as you can see here in test 1, these are the Gradle files, IDE files, and you have some other. This is all the folder structure you have. And external libraries, these are there because I have used it a lot of times, so you won't be having all of them until you install a specific plugin. Okay, let us see if they got loaded.
Can we ask Madhulika to share her screen? I've made her the host, like, so that you can understand.
Sure, one second.
Madhulika, can you share your screen to show us, like, where did you get the options? I've made you the host, so are you able to see the options to share your screen?
Yeah, I can share the screen.
Yeah, cool. We can see your screen too. So can you show us, like,
Yeah, this is the dialog box which I'm getting.
oh,
So, do you have Android Studio in your system already?
I don't think I have it.
Did you install it any time before?
Uh,
It is asking
I
you
should
to
check.
import the settings of your previous version.
So, uh,
You can go
I,
with not import settings. So, do you have any apps already with Android Studio on your system? Did you build anything?
no, I think I've just installed to start.
Yeah, it's okay then. If you're not losing any data, you can click on do not import settings because you're installing it afresh now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cool. Uh, any other doubts to anyone? Okay, fine. Okay, so I was here. Yeah, my test 2 got actually loaded, I guess. So, yeah. So, in the XML file, you can see the code, you can see the design, you can see the split of them. I mean, you can see the code as well as design. So, this is like the screen where you drag and drop. So, in design, you can just drag and drop text, you can drag and drop things like, for example, there is hello world, right? So, you can just drag one more text view, text or some plain text, just like this, and put it somewhere like this, uh, and give some constraints. Constraints are like fixing your layout. If you don't fix it here, it will go and sit here. So everything you give on to this Android app will go to the top left corner. So you have to mention some constraints that this has to be in this position only. For that, you just have to drag these things, like you just have to drag the arrow like this. Now it's at the bottom. Drag the arrow to this hello world, then to the right, to the left. Fix it in all ends. So you have this text view now. This is like a blueprint of what you see here so that you can correct if there are any mistakes here. If you can't see here, so you can do that perfectly here. So in this way, you can start adding layouts like different palette items. Like you can add buttons. You can explore all of them in the course, and we'll be having sessions further, like 3 sessions at least, on helping you all with going with building your first Android app and going with the advanced concepts as well. So I just wanted to show you all how to set up the Android Studio and see all, that everything is properly configured on your system so that you'll be ready by the next session that we conduct with the Android Studio, and you all can code along with us hands on. So even if you want to, you know, see this app, you can use your emulators. If you want me all to show that, I can show you all by click on tools. If you want to create your emulator, you just have to go to click tools and go to device manager and click on create virtual device. You are creating a virtual device that will pop up on your system. So sometimes emulators might not work. Uh, just refresh the emulator if it doesn't work. I'll show you that in the further sessions, however. So here you have to, because you're using a phone, you can go with these things like pixel. You have different pixels of phones. I may go with this or something. Let me go with this. They differ in the resolutions only. So click on next.
Actually, I had a doubt. Some of the devices had Play Store symbol, right? What does that mean?
Okay, 1 second. So these things, right?
Yes.
So they are like, um, you can easily publish these kind of resolutions on Play Store. Like they're
Oh.
compatible with that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can do that on any sizes. This is like a new feature in Android Studio, I guess, because I have not seen it before. But it means that I have just known that it's that they can be easily compatible with Play Store.
Okay.
So then we can choose one of them. You can download the versions of the images that you wanted to see. These are like the API levels and all. We'll be getting it through them in depth in the next sessions. You'll have two versions, 29, 30, and you have also the new versions that have come up. SV2, API 33 and all. These are the API levels. Choose one API level and go with next. For me, it's already installed, so this version is already downloaded. For you, if you want to use this version, click on download. It will take some time for downloading. I just don't want to do that now. Click on finish after you download it and use that version. I'm using R for now. You can name your device. I'll say this is for test2, right? So I'll say test2 device. That's it. You can name your device so that you can identify for which project you are using this device. And you can have it as a portrait or landscape one. Just click on finish. All the files will be loaded. It will create your Android virtual device. Okay, I think it has loaded it. This is a test2 device. So you can click on the device and let's see what it gives if we run the app. If you want to run your app, you have to click on this. And as I have selected this device, the emulator, the app gets executed on the emulator actually. So in the meanwhile, do we have any questions out there?
I think we should click on the play button in actions, right?
For
For the test, for the device to run. Mm.
it's running. You're yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so that was just creating. Now we should click on that to run. Okay.
yeah. You can even click here actions में play बोल के.
Okay.
So This is now connecting me to the emulator. You even have to, you even need a stable internet connection. Otherwise, it will say network error or something. There is something wrong with the internet connection and all. So that is what I have mentioned in the prerequisites, that you need an internet connection. So it is connecting me to the emulator. Yeah. Okay. Finally, my emulator got loaded. It will load your app in a in some time. So it says powered by Android. So yeah. You don't need to do anything. It will actually load by itself. Load the default app that you're running out there. Uh, Still, the files are being built. You can see here if it is working or not by seeing this. If they are still being built, it means that they are loading. And if it's just stuck like that and they are not being executed, it means that there is something wrong with the emulator. I think I will show you this option also. Let the emulator pop up. Okay, it's taking some time. I know we need a lot of patience with this Android Studio. So see, it's saying me that waiting for all the devices to come online. Okay, it's because okay, because of the network issue, as I have told you, as I have already been sharing the screen out there and I'm using a lot of tabs. So yeah, I think it's getting done. Yeah, it's now getting installed. Ah, it's getting loaded. See, it said launch succeeded. Yeah, this is the app. I think you can see. I can't even zoom this one. 1 second. So yeah, it says test 2. This is the app you're building. And hello world. There was a default hello world text. We just fixed the layout like this. Hello world and text view. So you have run your hello world app. This is your first app though. Even though it's not like you have built it. If you are into if you're on par with me and able to run this app, everything is fine with your Android Studio. So you can now comfortably go with the course, learn the course, and do all the trials over Android Studio. How many of you are like along with me? How many of you have actually completed the installation? Yeah, I just want to see if there is anyone who have completed the installation. It's fine. You can take some time. Make sure that, okay, yeah, it will take some time. So make sure that you install this Android Studio and create a project, create an emulator, try running this Hello World Ka app by next week and start doing the courses so that you can comfortably code hands-on with us in the next session. So I'll go with the slides now. Uh, So even if you miss now, you can go with the recording that I have already put it in the slide about downloading and installing the Android Studio. Okay, so once you start learning your courses, you all can share your Compose journey on social media. You can post your journey like progress where you are on LinkedIn or Twitter using hashtag ComposeCamp and also tagging GDSC GNITS so that we can track you all, uh, like how far you have done. It's uh, it's better to showcase what you are doing now on your professional social media networks like on LinkedIn. If you post that you have completed this badge you have completed this pathway, you can add them on your resume, you can add them on your LinkedIn, and this will add a lot of value on your profile. So don't forget to post your journey or progress regularly on LinkedIn or Twitter. And there you can post about what you have learned. You can just say, hello, network. This is what I'm learning as a part of Compose Camp. I have attended this session today and I have started doing the course now. And you can also share code snippets if you try out the Kotlin playground. You can share the code snippets and screenshots of the apps that you're building, GIFs, and also some projects. Because if you start doing this, you will automatically have that, encouragement to build projects and share them on social media. So don't forget to do this. Don't forget to tag us on LinkedIn, or Twitter, anywhere. So what you have to do after this session is, do not forget to fill the post-event survey form. We are taking your attendance from the post-event survey form. That form will be rolled out to your mail automatically. It is an automated email. So fill out that feedback form. And then second thing is, keep us updated with all your details in this form. Soumya, please put that link in the chat box. So don't forget to fill this form. Uh, this form has all your details like your name, email, college details, and also your Google developer profile. So this is the form that we are using to track you all on your progress. From your Google developer profile, we can see all your badges that you have earned, and we'll track the progress of the participants based on this. So create your Google developer profile, set up your Android Studio, fill out the post-event link, like in the post-event survey, and fill out this form with your Google developer profile. Fill out the right ones. I mean, I have shown you where to copy your link from. Fill out that link over there, and we'll keep track of what your progress so far has been. So now, what's in store for you if you do all this? So you might have been, wondering about this. So you have a lot in store for you. If you do the social media posts that I have shown you just now, that sharing your Compose journey on social media with hashtag Compose Camp and GDSC GNITS, you can mention the facilitator also, lead also. You can mention as of what you're learning. So sharing a social media post and attending all the sessions regularly. If you do all this, you'll be getting awesome stickers from our end, and we'll be conducting quiz in every session. So winner of the quiz will be getting certificates. And if you, we also have this thing called, we have to submit an app at the end of the Compose camp. Whoever has, completed their course, and whoever has got a basic understanding of Android app development, will all at the end of 4 sessions, we'll be giving you some guidelines on how to build your app, and we'll be giving you some theme on what you have to build an app. For example, if we give a education theme, you can build an app for our college maybe. So we'll be giving you some theme. Based on that, if you submit the app to GDSC, we'll be giving you a T-shirt and a great shout out, of course. So, and if you complete the course, either beginner course or the advanced course, or both of them, you'll be getting certificates on course completion from our end. So these are all in store for you. So you have a lot of opportunities out there. Utilize them to the best. So we'll be also sharing the WhatsApp group link in the chat box. So join that group for any queries. If you have any queries related to Compose Camp, you can post there. Feel free to ask away any questions. Feel free to share your journey that you have posted on the LinkedIn and encourage other participants to come out. So it is like a group for us to discuss everything about Compose Camp. So join that group. You'll be getting the link in the chat box. And do follow GDSC GNITS on LinkedIn uh, and also on our social media so that you'll get updated of the new events that are going to happen every time. So now it's time for quiz. So yeah, one second. Yeah. So get set go. All of you can open Google and type slido.com. Uh, I think you all know that quiz winners would get a certificate from our end, so don't miss this chance. I'll be sharing the link in the chat as well. So click on this link or go to slido.com and enter the code. This is the code. I'm putting it in the chat box as well. So 3245773 is the code. Or you can click on this link and go to the quiz. This is the last part of our event. So yeah, let's go with quiz. I'll stop sharing my screen and let you all into the quiz. Okay. No participants yet. Okay. So hope you all are excited for the quiz. We have 33 people joined as of now. Oh, we have 54 attendees. Quickly join all of you. Okay. You are excited, I know. Let's see some enthusiasm. How many of you are all excited for the quiz? Please type in the chat box. Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of yes on me. Okay. I still have 36 participants in quiz, so please join quickly. I'll wait for 2 more minutes for everyone to join. In the meanwhile, let me tell you the rules. I mean, there is nothing much about rules, but you'll be having 10 questions in quiz. And for each question, you'll be having 30 seconds time, not more than that. So try to answer it very quickly. And after each question, you'll be shown a leaderboard on, who is on the top of it. So you'll also get to see the right answer. So I have 40 participants. So let me wait for some time. Yeah, it's almost like Kahoot. Mhm. If anyone is still trying to join the quiz, can you please quickly type in the chat box, like if you're still joining, so that I can wait for you. Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, I see all the participants out there, so I'm starting the quiz. Okay, one second. So get, set, go for the first question. Which company owns Android? And the options are Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple. 10 seconds left. Choose an option and click on send. Okay, the timer is done. So the correct answer is Google, and 85% of you are right. So Google owns Android. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, so we have Kawai, Rucha, Srihita on top three. So let's see the next question. The programming languages used in Android Studio are Java, C++, Kotlin, all of the above. So 2 seconds, 1 second, done. Okay. Let me show the correct answer. So it's all of the above. Um, you can use Java, CPP, and also Kotlin in Android Studio. So 83% of you have answered it correctly. Let me go with the leaderboard. Srihita is on the top, Rucha next, Vaishnavi, Harshika, Abhijna. So we also have this timer constraint. So whoever is answering first will actually be on the top. So keep it, you know, eye on the clock as well. So let's see the next question. What latest stable version of Android Studio did we set up now? Whoever followed the session but answer it very correctly, I know. So is it Electric Eel, Chipmunk, Dolphin, Bumblebee? These are all the Android Studio Ka versions, okay? So which is the latest stable version which we have installed now? All right. Yes. So the timer is up. So 11% of you have answered Electric Eel, 34% Chipmunk, Dolphin 39, okay, Bumblebee 16. So let's see the correct answer. It's Chipmunk. 2021.2.1 version is the latest stable version. So 34% of you were right. Let's see who is on the top of leaderboard. Okay, it's Srihita again, Rucha, Manasri, Shravani, and Isha. Okay. So let's go with the next question. Android is licensed under which open source? OSS, Apache, GNU's GPL, or SourceForge? Okay, 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. So whoever actually followed the slides might have answered it correctly. So the correct answer is Apache. We have Apache 2.0 written on the slides if you observed it. So Android is licensed under Apache. Let's see the leaderboard. Srihita on top, Rucha, Banusri, Shravani and Isha. Oh, you're maintaining the same order. Okay, so let's go with the next question. Be quick in answering, okay? Uh, while developing Android applications, developers can test their apps on emulator included in Android SDK, physical Android phone, third-party emulators, all of the above. Mhm. 5 seconds more. Done. Okay. So I have shown you the setup of emulator. So you can use emulator. I also mentioned it earlier in the session that you can use a physical Android phone and connect through a USB device. So the correct answer is all of the above. You can use the third-party emulators. You can use the Android SDK ka emulator and also the physical Android phone. So you also can be ready with the physical Android phone and the USB cable by the next session, so that we'll also see how to set up the emulator. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, Rucha on top now, Srihita, Isha, Satvika, Pancham, and Saumya. Oh, okay. So let's go with next question. What is the full form of APK? You all download APK files, I know. So Android page kit, Android phone kit, Android package kit, Android photo kit. Five seconds. Okay. So the full form of APK is Android package kit, and 92% of you are right. This makes me understand how you usually, how frequently you all use APKs. So we have Richa on leaderboard again, Srihita, Isha, Satvika, and Soumya. Let's go with the next question. Jetpack, we were speaking about it, is developed by IntelliJ, PyCharm, JetBrains, none of them. Let's see who will answer it right. Okay, 5 seconds more. 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so 42% of you answered IntelliJ IDA. PyCharm 5%, JetBrains 37%, none of them is 16% of it. Let me show the correct answer to you. It's JetBrains. You might have seen IntelliJ IDE in the slides, but it is about Android Studio. Android Studio is developed by IntelliJ, Jetpack is developed by JetBrains. So let's go with the leaderboard. Srihita on top, Isha next, Rucha, Charita, and Preeti. Okay. We have three more questions. So let's see. The next question. Most downloaded game in the world. I mean the number one game. Garena Free Fire, Subway Surfers, Candy Crush, and Roblox. Okay, the answers are being, shuffled like anything, I know. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. You would be surprised with the results. I think, yeah, okay. Free Fire 13%, Subway Surfers 10%, Candy Crush 31. So most of you play Candy Crush, I understood that. Roblox 46. So the correct answer is Roblox. Okay, so let's see the leaderboard. Srihita, Isha, Rucha, Charita, Preeti. Okay, this is the order. Let's go with two more questions that are left out. Android web browser is based on Safari, Firefox, Chrome, open source WebKit. Android web browser. That means you can view the app on web browser using what? Okay, the time is up. So the correct answer is open source WebKit. You might have seen Chrome OS on the slides, so most of you have put it as Chrome, but it's open source WebKit. So let's go with leaderboard. Isha on top, Srihita, Richa, Sudeshna, Satvika. Last one question, and this is the last question which will decide the winner for the day. So be quick in answering, okay? So next question. Number of Android users in the world. Quick. 3 billion, 2.5 billion, 1.5 billion, and 2 billion. We have 10 more seconds. Mhm. What is the number of Android users overall? Like it's throughout the world, I mean. Okay, done. So the correct answer is 2.5 billion users. Let's go with the leaderboard and see the winner. Okay, congratulations, Isha. You're the winner. And Srihita, Sudeshna, Satvika, and Rucha, you're all on top 5. Congratulations to all of you. Let me finish the quiz. Yep. Thank you all for participating in quiz, and congratulations, Isha. Yeah. How many of you enjoyed the quiz? Put a yes in chat if you actually enjoyed it. Oh, I want to see a lot of yes out there. So, yay. I'm glad that you all enjoyed the quiz. So, yeah, this is all from our end today. Thank you for attending Compose Camp Session 1. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Don't forget to join our WhatsApp group. And don't forget to follow us, tag on social media. And don't forget to fill out the form because we have to track you and give you the certificates or the goodies. So fill the form and stay tuned for the upcoming sessions. And we want to see you all soon. Thank you. Thank you all. If you have any questions, you can raise it here or also on the WhatsApp group. Thank you for joining us today. And fill up the post event feedback form. Please don't forget that. Can we start the camp later on? You have to complete the course by 8th October. I mean, that is the deadline. Like if you complete that, complete a course, either beginner or advanced, anything, by 8th of October, we'll be giving you a certificate. Yeah, after few days, after this camp also, if you want to learn that, you can go with that. You can go with the courses, they'll be open. So if we don't have any questions, thank you all for joining today. Join the WhatsApp group, everyone. Uh, yep. Thank you all for joining. Can I end the session, Soumya?
Yeah, yeah. Let me stop recording and then.
Sure.